What's going on, guys? It's been a long time since I shot a YouTube video. If you're new to the channel, my name's Ronnie Moore. I work with Bassmaster, one of the hosts of Bassmaster Live. This is my little man cave garage. I'll show you guys more about that in the future. Got some pegboard putting up, but that's going to be in another video soon. But I wanted to address where I've been. It's been like 9 months since I shot a YouTube video, and so, I mean, we're sitting in February of 2021. 9 months ago, that's roughly April, May of 2020. And I kind of wanted to just set this video up on where I've been, what I've been doing, and why I've been kind of absent from fishing videos. And so 2020 is obviously a crazy year for a lot of different things. The fishing world, postponements, schedule changes, cancellations, all kinds of stuff like that. With the COVID virus going around, a lot of people hesitant to go out and do different things. That wasn't my case at all. A lot of other things in life have happened, and it all started out in April. April, we had a kind of a quarantine time. We had bass fishing tournaments postponed. We had the Classic, and then everything shut down. We didn't have an Elite Series event till June. So where was I at during that time? I was out on the water. I was fishing. I was having a really fun time. April was a great month. Caught a lot of fish. Didn't catch really any big ones. The spawn was a little bit late in Arkansas last year. Wasn't that great, to be honest. So I went out and went fishing and did it a bunch. Well, one day in April at Greers Ferry Lake, I was with my buddy Kyle, and I blew my lower unit. And if anyone's ever done that, a lower unit is where your propeller is at the bottom of your boat, and it's all the gears that turn it and help propel your boat down the lake. And so I blew a lower unit, and I had to get that fixed. Now that's going to be a pricey fix. It's in the $7,000 to $8,000 region for a brand new lower unit. And so I was right by the ramp, and it was kind of perfect timing for it to go out. I just trolled over to the riprap, fished down the riprap 100 yards, put it on the trailer, and went home. But after that, a lot of things started to change. That was at the end of April, and you know, money's tight. You don't know about your job, furlough. You don't know what's going to happen with fishing, if we're going to keep doing tournaments. So I didn't want to take care of it the next day. I didn't want to just go ahead and risk if insurance didn't pay for it, if warranty didn't take care of it, and put that money out. So I wanted to take some time to evaluate that. Then we got started looking for a house. This is a little different place than what we've seen before. I've lived in apartments, lived in a rental house, and this is our actual house, and this is my man cave out in the backyard. So we started looking for a house. Obviously, we bought a house because I'm sitting in it right now, but during that whole May time period, we were looking at houses, putting in offers, and ended up having contract negotiations and whatnot. Then we close on the house, have a great starter house, our first ever home purchase for Sarah and I, and we got moved in, everything in June. We got moved in just before the Elite Series event at Eufaula, and then a lot of other things happened. We waited after Eufaula. We had the Elite Series events in July up north. But before that, something really awesome happened, and Sarah and I got pregnant. It was the first time for us being pregnant. We were trying to start a family, and so we've taken time during that April, May, June time to really focus on life together and what we're going to do in the future. And so that's why we bought a house. That's why we started thinking about having a family. And so fishing was kind of on the back burner for me in terms of me actually going. Obviously, I was still going to work every day and whatnot. But Sarah and I got pregnant, and we were super excited about that. It's like the best time of your life because of the anticipation. Just, I'm kind of an emotional person about that. Family is so important. So we had that happen, and we started going on, had some tournaments. Well, come to find out in July, August time, the end of July, early August, that when we went to our first doctor's appointment for the ultrasound, we found out that we lost our baby. So we had to deal with that, and I'm getting real personal in this video, but it's been 9 months since I've been really on social media in general, posting or making a video about fishing. And so I wanted to give you guys perspective of where my focus was in 2020. And so I went and took some time, really was just with Sarah every weekend. Thankfully so. You know, the Lord provides so many different outlets and avenues for us to do life, and His promises are so good, but you don't understand it in the moment. And I didn't understand blowing my lower unit. I had all this free time, and I was able to do something I love like fishing, and I blew my lower unit. Well, that allowed me to have free time for Sarah and I to start thinking about buying a house. We bought a house. That gave me free weekends to begin to unload the house, fit it up the way we want, and then start a family. And so I was home every weekend, no matter if I had an Elite Series tournament or not. I was just at studio up the road, come home, and I was with Sarah all the time. And so I was able to spend so much time with my wife last year in 2020, in the summer, and then the fall, the winter, obviously. And we had a lot of great faith discussions. And I did miss fishing, but I didn't. It was good. It was a good time for a break. And it wasn't like I was burnt out with fishing or anything like that, but some of the stress, finances of, man, I got to get my boat fixed. So that thing was a giant paperweight for a little while there. In July, August time period, I got to go fish with Zona. We didn't even need my big motor. We went to a pseudo lake, but it's basically a big pond, and trolled around, and we caught some really good ones. It was really fun. But I really got to take the time and spend time with Sarah. And long story short, her grandfather ended up passing away that summer, or that fall. And then we ended up getting pregnant again right before Thanksgiving. And so a little bit scary. We went through a whole miscarriage process, that the emotional toll of that. It didn't happen to me physically, it happened to my wife, but mentally, someone who likes to be in control, someone who likes to deal with everything and control the variables he can control. It was hard because I had no control in that situation. So, man, we had to persevere through the fear and the anxiety of that. And early on in that pregnancy, we realized there were some issues as well. And so Sarah wasn't feeling great. Her body wasn't responding well. And so we ended up going through another miscarriage just 2 weeks before Christmas. So I'm kind of sitting here trying to be strong, do what the Lord's plan, be faithful, and we've gone through 2 miscarriages and deaths in the family, and a long fishing season ending the year, late in the year, a lot of hard work. We both had COVID during that fall time period around October, and so we had to quarantine and be isolated, and that was probably the hardest thing, being isolated from our friends, our church, work, being isolated from people going through what we were going through. So I wanted to take this video and talk about something great. My first fish catch of 2021, and really my first fish catch on a lake in a boat since April of 2020. That's a long time ago. So I wanted to take this video and talk about and set it up with the first fish, but I wanted to let you guys know where I've been, the struggle that some of us are going through. Everyone's got their problems, everyone's got their fears, everyone's got their struggles, and so you don't know what your fellow man's going through. So be there for people, really encourage them, really get past that surface level of like, how are you doing today, man? How are you doing today, man? Oh, I'm good, but you're not. And so my outlook is, man, I'm good if the Lord has me awake that morning. If I'm living and breathing, it's a blessed day, it's a good day. That doesn't mean it won't be a hard day or a tough day or a fearful day or an angry day. There's different moods upon your day, but overall it's a good day if you're alive and breathing. So I want you guys to take heed of that. Hold on to that hope. Hold on to that faith that the Lord has you where you're supposed to be. I didn't know in hindsight that blowing up my lower unit and not being able to fish for 9 months was the biggest blessing, because if I had a boat, I would have been out on the water all summer. All the free time that we had with quarantines and postponements, I'd have been gone. I'd have been on the road, on the water, fishing, enjoying it, but not being with Sarah. And I needed to be with my wife. There was a lot of great moments that we had there and great discussions, faith conversations, a lot of good work coming out of her and her job. And so it's been tough, though. It's been tough. 2020 was tough, but 2020 could still be good, and it was good. So I want you guys to be encouraged by that. Also, I hope you enjoy the video. First fish catch of the year. I went out for just a couple hours on Lake Hamilton. I didn't catch a bunch. I caught 2, lost 1. Hope you guys enjoy it, but I want you guys to hop on. I'm going to do a lot more videos going forward. This ride has been up and down, big time journey experience, but the Lord has revealed himself so much to me over the last year and a half, and there's no place I'd rather be than right by the Lord's side. So if you're battling that, wondering what the Lord's doing in your life, why it's tough when he promises goodness, the goodness can follow way later, and you get it, and when you understand it a little bit, you see God's plan just a smidge. We're not going to understand it all, but when you see it, you're going to be encouraged, and you're going to know the Lord's working even when you're sleeping, even when you're mad at him, even when you're not talking to him. He's working on your behalf to make all things for His good. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you're new here, that was really in-depth and personal, but that's me. It's real. I'm a believer in Jesus. He's done so much for us. I love fishing, and I want to share that with y'all. I'm going to be transparent. No more of this, I need to look like a pro. No more of this, I need to be the best commentator in the world. None of that. I'm going to be transparent with y'all. We're going to have a good time, but I'm going to be real because there are some real struggles in the world, and I hope my experience and my testimony can help y'all. So I hope you guys have a blessed day. Enjoy the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. How are y'all? I am amazing. This is the first 100 feet that I've fished out of my boat since April when it blew up, so life is good. Now we're going to try to catch a bass today. Break her in. Yeah, first fish of the year, baby. Let's go. And I think he wanted it across both lips. First fish of the year. A little cold, largemouth at the end of a dock. I remember last year at Hamilton, I came like the day before New Year's. Obviously, this is like the end of January, but the day before New Year's, and I came and caught a lot of fish on the ends of docks on crankbaits. So I figured I'd just go, and I hadn't been anywhere in a long time, but I really hadn't been here in a long time. So I came and figured I'd run a couple of those things, and the first hour I found one. So happy about it and excited. So excited. One hook in them. I got two in them now. Yes. Number two. Got some cheek meat down here. Gill region. Number two, another largemouth. Long and lean. There's off some brush. I saw a bunch of brush out here over like 8 to 10 feet of water all the way up to the surface. That was like a really, it was in between 2 or 3 brush piles I was bringing the crankbait through. And as soon as I got to the other one, I caught one. So fish number two. Might be a big one. Oh my God, what in the world? What in the world? It didn't even know it was hooked. What in the world? Oh my gosh, this is gonna be just terrible.
Kyle, did you know these were in Hamilton, bro? Oh my God, it's gonna break me off. What the hell? On a crankbait. What in the world? At Lake Hamilton. I didn't even know these were in here. What in the world? Oh gosh. All slimed up and everything on this bait. I didn't fix my reel, folks. I literally backlashed it. Mentally said, I'm gonna fix my reel in just a second so that it doesn't do it again. Didn't fix it, and then next cast did it again. Here's your sign. I'll flip these docks and then we'll move on. We'll flip 2 or 3 docks and we'll move on. God, that one got it coming out. That's a good one. No! No! Rushed it. And I was popping that thing coming out. Oh. What the heck was that? Oh my God, I caught a Senko.
Try setting the hook harder next time.
Yeah, I just set the hook and I caught a Senko on my jig. Look at this.
I brought you good luck.
How did you manage that?
I don't know. It was under the dock and I was like, dude, that feels like one. I set the hook and it's a freaking Senko. Someone's bait. Nice. Now I'm gonna just leave it there. We're gonna call this Senko jig.
I fish that all the time. And like, I think last year I caught like a real big one. Every tournament I fished, I'd hit that bank and never caught another fish.
I know. I didn't like it until I got to this certain section of docks, and now the rock looks a lot better that leads down to it. But it's like 22 feet at the end of these docks, even on drawdown.
Go get them.
All right. We'll call it a day. You know, I had a really good time today. I got to get out on the water for the first time in a long time, man. It's not like I've been out of the game on purpose. My boat had issues. My lower unit went out. Bent prop shaft last April, and I've really been out of commission ever since when it comes to fishing, and so I've been missing out on getting out here. Caught 2 fish today. Might not seem like a huge monumental day, but I had a lot of fun. Caught some fish on crankbait, and something that I feel comfortable doing this time of the year for sure. And lost a good one on a jig. That one stunk. That was a solid bite. But other than that, you know, came out and trying to just get my bearings down for 2021, trying to get a feel of the lakes and stuff. Hadn't fished these lakes in a long time. The last time I fished Hamilton was actually 2019, and it was the day before 2020, so it was New Year's Eve and of 2019. Excited, feel rejuvenated. Rejuvenated's the word. That's the word we're gonna go with, rejuvenated. So I'm super excited to have the boat back, and it's just such a relief to be able to fish again and catch some fish. So until next time, I'll see y'all.